Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be doing English grammar, and the chapter which we are going to learn today is the phrases, which is given as chapter number 14 in your grammar books on page number 100. Okay, so what we are going to study is phrases. Okay, and its types also. Before getting into the detail, let us look at the following sentences or observe these sentences. The bewildered tourist was lost. They are eating mangoes. He has worked in a foreign country. Now, why have we called them why have we referred to them as sentences? It's because these uh, they are making complete sense. Okay, whatever they are saying, they are conveying the complete meaning. That is why they are known as sentences. But if we if we look only at this part, at the part which is written in italics, the bewildered tourist, or then are eating mangoes in the second sentence, and in the third sentence in a foreign country, then we see that they do not make a complete sense when they are seen separately or individually. They do not make a complete sense. Okay, whenever we join these groups of words with some other groups of words, then only they can form a sentence. Otherwise, they do not make a complete sense. They give us some sense, but not a complete sense. Okay. And if we observe it more carefully, then we will see that the bewildered tourist is acting as a noun in the first sentence, and in the second sentence, are eating mangoes. This group of words is acting as a verb, and in the third sentence, he has worked in a foreign country, is acting as an adverb. Right? See this, the bewildered tourist. This is acting as what? It is acting as a noun. Who was lost? The bewildered tourist was lost. Instead of just writing tourist, we have written the bewildered tourist. We have taken up some group of words, and then we have added it in place of a noun. In the second sentence, similarly, they are eating mangoes. Okay, so what are they doing? They are eating mangoes. We know that verbs are the doing words. So whenever the subject performs any action, that means that action is the verb. So here the subject is they. So they are doing what? They are eating mangoes. They are doing something. And in the third sentence, he has worked in a foreign country. Now in a foreign country is modifying this verb worked. We have very recently done adverb, so you must be knowing that the word or the group of words which modifies a verb or an adjective or an adverb is known as adverb. So similarly, a group of words which modifies a verb, that is known as an adverb phrase. Okay. So we can see that what have we observed, that these groups of words, they also act as a particular part of the speech. Okay. So now what can we derive the definition of the phrase? So the definition of the phrase can be seen in these 5 parts. What is a phrase? It is a group of words, first of all. Okay. It is a group of words. Okay, and then that group of words acts as a part of speech, be it a noun, a verb, an adjective, or a preposition, right? So this phrase, it can be a noun phrase, it can be a verb phrase, an adjective phrase, an adverb phrase, or a prepositional phrase. Okay, then the group of words, it makes some sense but not complete sense. Okay, it will convey some meaning to the reader, but it cannot convey the complete meaning or the complete sense, right? and it does not have a subject. Yes, this is the most important point. It does not have a subject. See, there's a difference between a noun and a subject. Okay, it may have a noun or a verb as given in the fifth point, but it does not have a subject. Now let us move back to the previous slide. This is the portion which is a phrase. Okay, the bewildered tourist. See, we can find that there is a noun, tourist, but the subject, there is no subject which is doing any work in this group of words. The bewildered tourist, can we find any subject which is doing any work? No. So there is no subject in a phrase. Again, if you look at this phrase in the second sentence, are eating mangoes, then are eating mangoes, can we find, we have again a noun over here, we have a verb over here, but again, what did I say? That we do not have a subject which is doing any work, which is performing any work. So mangoes are not performing any work. Okay, but they are just noun, present as a noun over there, but not as a subject. So again, here in the third sentence, we can see in a foreign country. This is the phrase, and country is a noun, but again, we do not have any subject in this particular phrase. So we conclude that a phrase can have a noun, or it can have a verb, but it does not have any subject. Okay, so now depending on the construction and, see, the function of a phrase, it depends on its construction, where the phrase is found, where it is positioned. Okay, then what meaning is it conveying, right? So depending upon the uh, function and the construction, the phrases are divided into various types. So now we'll be doing the various types of phrase, which are noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, verb phrase, and prepositional phrase. So we are going to do these five types of phrases. Okay, so they perform different functions when they are placed in a sentence. So we'll see how and what function do they perform. So first we are going to learn about the noun phrase. The noun phrase, as the name suggests, it is a group of words that does the work of a noun. If it is a noun phrase, that means it will be present in the sentence as a noun. For example, look at this sentence given on your screen. That old house is on sale. What is on sale? That old house is on sale. Okay, so this is a noun phrase. In order to identify a noun phrase in a sentence, we ask the question what or who. Okay, so what is on sale? We get the answer, a noun. We get a noun as an answer. So what is on sale? That old house is on sale. So that old house becomes a noun phrase. Okay, it's not only a noun, but a noun phrase because it has a few other words also. But this does not mean that a noun phrase will have 2 or 3 or 4 words joined. A noun phrase can be a single word also. It can be a noun or a pronoun that can also act as a noun phrase. For example, here in the first sentence, people want justice. Who want justice? People want justice. So this has become a noun phrase. Then in the second sentence, she is a wise woman. So she is what? A pronoun. And who is a wise woman? She is a wise woman, so she becomes a noun phrase. And it can be a demonstrative adjective. Demonstrative adjective is are those adjectives which have these words written, this, that, those, these. So this is what demonstrative is, which indicating words. These are the indicating words. Okay, so it can be a demonstrative adjective, like that boy, this boy, those boys. So these when you find such kind of adjective, then that also acts as a noun phrase. Demonstrative adjective, they act as a noun phrase. And then it is a combination of an article, an adjective, and a noun. So it can have a group of words also, like we did in the sentence. That old house is on sale. Now instead of that, we could have also used an old house is on sale. So when it would have when we would have written an over here, then this phrase would have included an article, and old, as you know, is an adjective because it is modifying the noun house. House is the noun. Okay, so house is the noun, old is the adjective because it is modifying the noun, and that is a determiner. That these those this they are known as determiners, and then an is an article. So the these are the components of a noun phrase. When the noun phrase consists of more than two words or three words, then it can have a determiner, it can have an article, it can have an adjective, and it can have a noun. It has a noun as well. Okay, so this was all about the noun phrase. Now we'll come to the function of the noun phrase. See, the function, what is it? The noun phrase can act as a subject, like for example in this sentence, what is written? The glistening snow covered the field. Now what covered the field? The glistening snow. And if I ask you to divide the sentence into subject and predicate, then again this portion till here before the verb, it becomes the subject. Okay, so the noun phrase also acts as the subject. It can act as a subject, but the phrase does not have a subject. Okay, so this just do not confuse yourselves with this. It can act as a subject, but when you look at it separately, then you will not find any subject in that group of words. Like the glistening snow, do we have any subject which is acting as a verb? No. Or which is performing any work, not acting as a verb but performing any work? No, it is not performing any work. The glistening snow, when you look at it separately, then it is not performing any work. That is why it is a phrase, and when we place it with some other group of words, then it acts as a subject for that sentence. Okay, then as an object, when the group of words is placed towards the end after the verb, that is after the verb, then it acts as an object. Okay, and then it also acts as an object of preposition. Now what do we mean by an object of preposition? So whatever is written after the preposition, that is known as the object of preposition. Like Jeff rode on a skateboard. So on is what? It is a preposition. Okay, and what is written after preposition? A skateboard. So a skateboard is a group of words, is a phrase that acts as an object of a preposition. So the noun phrase can act as a subject, it can act as an object, and it can also act as an object of preposition as well. Okay, so that was all about noun phrase. Now we come over to the verb phrase. Again, as the name suggests, verb phrase will do the work of a verb. Okay, and it is a combination of main verb and its auxiliaries in a sentence. Main verb, you know, and auxiliaries are the helping verb. Let us look at this example. Priya has finished her work. Now Priya has done what? She has finished her work. So this is what? It is denoting an action performed by the subject. What is the subject in this sentence? Not in the phrase. The subject in the sentence is Priya. So Priya is the subject. And how is this group of words affecting the subject? It is showing that the subject has done any work. Okay, so this whole phrase is telling us the work performed by the subject, so that is why it is acting as a verb phrase. So what the same whatever the function of the verb has, the same function verb phrase has as well. So now we can see that it consists of a main verb. Here we have the main verb finished, and we have a helping verb has, and other components. Okay, like her work is also there. So we can find out that this whole constitutes the predicate part. Okay, when I ask you to divide this sentence into subject and predicate, then you will tell me that has finished her work is the predicate of this sentence. So, what have we learned? That a noun phrase can act as a subject and a verb phrase can act as a predicate. So, when we combine a noun phrase and a verb phrase, then we can get a complete sentence. So, that is what has been written over here. A verb phrase can have the different kinds of helping verb. You are very well aware of it. The be verb is am, are. Okay, it can have the has, have, had verb. It can have had, been form of verb also. So all kinds of helping verb the verb phrase can have. Let us look at some of the examples to get a better understanding of it. He was walking to the mall, so the subject is doing any work. What is he doing? Was walking. So this is again an action. So this becomes a verb phrase. He should wait. There's a modal over here. So apart from the be verbs, it can have a modal also. Verb phrase can have modals also. So he should wait. What he should do? He should wait. Then those girls are not trying very hard. Here, are not trying is what? It is again a verb phrase because it is denoting some action. Now we come over to the adjective phrase. Adjective, as you know, that it is a word which modifies a noun or which qualifies a noun. So adjective phrase also has the same work. It functions like an adjective only. It qualifies the noun. Okay, so it can have modifiers. It can consist of an adjective with modifiers like adverbs or any other word that modifies a noun. For example, she was extremely happy when the winner was announced. So here we have she as the subject of the sentence. Okay, she is the subject, and extremely happy is denoting, or it is modifying the subject she, her state. Okay, she was in a happy state, so she was extremely happy when the winner was announced. Okay, so when now we know that this extremely happy, this group of words is modifying the subject, so we identify it as an adjective phrase. Okay, and in the second sentence, the girl with brown hair is singing a song. So this with brown hair is what? It is a group of words which is again modifying the subject, which is the girl. So we give it the name of an adjective phrase. So this also becomes an adjective phrase. Okay. So now we come over to the position of adjective phrase. Where should an adjective phrase be placed in a sentence? So it can have an attributive place. Now what do we mean by attributive place? It when it is placed before the noun. Okay, your dog will not be in bold and italic. Dog would have been written in simple. So a hungry is what the phrase we have added before the noun dog. Okay, dog is the noun. So when we add the group of words or an adjective phrase before a noun, then it becomes then it is said to be in an attributive position. When it is placed after the noun, like the dog covered in mud. Okay, so this is also one way of writing an adjective phrase after the verb. Sorry, after the noun, and when it is placed after the verb. Okay, smells is what? The verb. When the adjective phrase is placed after the verb, then it is said to have a predicative position. Okay, so these are the three positions in which we should write an adjective phrase. When there is a big distance between the noun and the adjective phrase, then the meaning changes. So we should try to write the adjective phrase in the vicinity of the noun, very close to noun. Now there's a difference between adjective and adjective phrase. Okay, like in the way of writing, not in the meaning. The meaning is the same, but the way of writing is different. Okay, suppose we write only one word to describe the table. Like this is a wooden table. So we have written just a word wooden, and we get a noun and we get an adjective which is describing the noun, which is table. But if we are supposed to write the adjective phrase for the same sentence, then we will be writing it like this. This table is made of wood. Again, both of the sentences are same in meaning, but the way of writing has changed. There's a difference in the structure of writing the sentence. So we have, instead of writing wooden, instead of this one word, single word, we have broken it into three words, and we have made it a group of words made of table. Okay, so this has been broken into three words and we get an adjective phrase. So this is how we change an adjective into an adjective phrase. Here are some of the adjectives which we can, these are the examples so that you may know how to convert an adjective to adjective phrase. The most common one is when there is some material, when the sentence is talking, when we are talking about some material which has made a particular object, then we change it into made of. Okay, we generally write made of, like brick walls, so walls made of brick, or gold jewelry made of gold. So like this we write made of for such kinds of adjective. Then a kind man we can write as man of kind nature. Responsible job, job with responsibility. Experienced doctor, doctor with experience. Longest river, river of the greatest length. So likewise, we change an adjective into an adjective phrase. Okay. So that was all about adjective phrase. Now let us come over to an adverb phrase. What an adverb phrase is. Again, it is a group of words that functions as an adverb in a sentence. Now, what is the function of an adverb? We should also know the function of adverb also in order to know the function of adverb phrase. So we have done adverbs. The function of adverbs is to modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb as well. So it is the function of an adverb. Okay, so let us look at the example. We clean the house as quickly as possible. Now here, as quickly as possible is an adverb phrase. Suppose we had to just insert an adverb over here, then we could have also written the sentence like we cleaned the house quickly. But we are studying adverb phrase, so we have to break the word into group of words. So we have, in place of quickly, written as quickly as possible. So this becomes an adverb phrase. An adverb phrase, also like an adverb, tells the time of the action, when the action has been performed. It tells the place of an action, that is where the action has been performed, and it also tells about the manner of the action, that is how the action has been performed. So, so here also we can find those things which we have done in the adverb. Now let us look at the difference, or the difference in the way of writing an adverb and an adverb phrase. Again, the meaning will not change. The she acted foolishly. Foolishly is an adverb of manner. Then if we are to write foolishly as an adverb phrase, then again we'll have to break it into a group of words. Okay, she acted in a foolish manner. This is the way of writing an adverb of manner into an adverb phrase. Okay, she acted in a foolish manner. So in these four parts, we have divided the word foolishly and we get an adverb phrase. Okay, but the most important thing is that I have already told you, whenever you are asked to do the conversion of whatever kind, the meaning should remain the same, the meaning should not change unless and until you are asked to convert an affirmative sentence into a negative sentence. Apart from that, the rest of the conversions have the same meaning, but the change comes only in the structuring and not the meaning. So here also, when we are changing an adverb into an adverb phrase, we are not changing the meaning at all. Now, like we have done the adjective and adverb, similarly we have the conversion of adverb to adverb phrases. like we have done adjective and adjective phrase. I'm so sorry. Similarly, we have adverb and adverb phrase, like politely. Whenever you have an adverb of manner, most of the time we write it as this, like in a polite manner. If the word would have been rudely, then we would have written in a rude manner. Okay. Annually becomes every year. Then soon can be written as before very long. Then now can be written as at the moment or this very moment. There can be written as at that place. Here can be written as at this place. Hurriedly can be written as in a hurry. Gradually can be written as step by step. Okay. So these are some of the examples, not all. And not everywhere we can change this. Okay. There are other sentences where the adverbs and adverb phrases cannot be interchanged. Now we come over to the prepositional phrase. What is a prepositional phrase? It is not an exclusive kind of phrase. It acts as an adjective phrase, and it can also act as an adverb phrase. Okay, so whenever a phrase begins with a preposition, that is known as a prepositional phrase, and it is there in the sentence either as an adjective phrase or as an adverb phrase. And preposition, we know that it is these are prepositions are the words which bring in the relationship, which show the relationship between the noun or a pronoun and the other parts of the sentence. Like I like to play in the garden. So this who is bringing in the um, this in is bringing in the relation between I like to play and I like to play where in the garden. So in is establishing the relationship. So therefore, it is a preposition. Now, any phrase which is written beginning with a preposition, that is known as a prepositional phrase. Now we can also see that I like to play in the garden is an adverb phrase also, because in the garden is telling us the place of the action performed. Play is the verb, the action performed here is play. So in the garden, where I like to play, I like to play in the garden. So it also becomes an adverb phrase. Okay, so an adverb phrase, a prepositional phrase is an adverb phrase also, and a prepositional phrase is an adjective phrase also. So this is what it is. And it mostly starts with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun. I've already told you that it acts as an adjective, like in this sentence. The book with the tattered cover has been read many times. Now, with the tattered cover, this phrase is starting with a preposition, so this will be categorized as a prepositional phrase also. And since it is describing the noun, the book, so it is describing the noun book, so this will be categorized as an adjective phrase as well. Okay. In the second sentence, all the rooms below the deck are for sleeping. Now, all the rooms below the deck, again, it is starting with a preposition, so it will be a prepositional phrase. And since it is modifying or describing the noun rooms, so this will again be an adjective phrase as well. Moving on to the next function, that is, it functions as an adverb also. So the first example is, until today I had never heard that. So until today, it is telling us the adverb of time, the time of action, the time at which the action has been performed. So this is again an adverb phrase, and since it is starting, it is beginning with a preposition, so it is a prepositional phrase as well. In the second sentence, the lion crept slowly over the grass. So the lion crept slowly over the grass. Over the grass is starting with the preposition over. So it is a prepositional phrase. And why is it an adverb phrase? Because it is modifying an adverb slowly. Slowly is an adverb which is modifying this verb crept. Okay, verb crept, and this is adverb, and this is again an adverb phrase, right? Now we will look at the few examples in order to understand understand these types of phrases in a better way. So let us look at the example. She was a lady of courage. So what will be the phrase over here? A lady of courage. That means a courageous lady. So this a lady of courage is describing the noun, is describing the subject, which is a pronoun, which is she. So this becomes an adjective phrase. There was no corruption in those days. Now again, in those days is starting with a preposition, so it will be a prepositional phrase also, and it is telling us the time, so it will be an adverb phrase also, time of action. Work upon this project step by step. Okay, so here we can have an adverb phrase step by step. If you remember, it is a conversion, it is an adverb phrase for gradually. I hope to win the prize. Now in the noun phrase we can find such kinds of group of words beginning with the word to. Okay, to win. I hope what? I hope to win the prize. So this becomes an adverb phrase. They are dancing, then they are doing what? They are dancing. So this becomes a verb phrase because it is performing an action. Can you see that pink shirt? That pink shirt is a noun phrase. So it is working, it is doing the function of a noun, so it becomes a noun phrase. So I hope now it is clear to you, to everyone. Let us do the practice of the types of phrases. In this exercise, you have to find out the phrases in the following sentences. Just find out the phrases, and you don't have to tell me the kinds of phrase right now. You just have to find out the phrases. I'm giving you a few seconds to go through all the sentences, all the 7 sentences, and then you can raise your hands. Time starts now. Okay, let's start with the answers now. He is wearing a bright blue shirt. Yes, Yashi?
Bright blue shirt.
Bright blue shirt. Okay, good. A bright blue shirt. So this is also a verb. This is also a phrase. Then is wearing is also a phrase.
Yes, ma'am.
A bright blue shirt is also a phrase, and a bright blue is also a phrase. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. Next, he spoke in a polite manner. Should.
In a polite manner.
Correct. In a polite manner. Very good. To err is human. Who will answer this? Badia. Yes, Badia.
To err is
To err. Okay. All right. Good. Then the kids are playing. Yes, Athar.
Ma'am are playing.
Are playing. Very good. Manish is reading a book. Priyanshi
Ma'am is reading.
is reading. Is reading a book also can be. Okay. Next, you must drive with caution. Manjari. Yes, Manjari. Okay, Arpit, give the answer. You must drive with caution. What will be the answer?
Drive with caution.
With caution. Okay. All right. Next, this table is made of
Yes, ma'am.
glass. Yes, Inshra.
Ma'am, made of glass.
Made of glass. Very good. Okay. Next, let us move on to the next exercise. Identify the type of the underlined phrase. Now I have underlined the phrases. You have to tell me the type of these phrases. So I'm giving you few seconds to go through the sentences and prepare your answers. All right, so let's start with the answers. Who will give me the first answer? Wordsworth was a poet of great versatility. Yes, Tanishka.
Ma'am, adjective phrase.
Poet of great versatility. Adjective phrase. Very good.
Adjective phrase.
Very good. And if we were to write, if we were to replace the adjective phrase with adjective, how would have we written it?
Was a
Wordsworth.
versatile poet.
Very, very good. Wordsworth was a versatile poet. Very good. Next, I do not know what to do. Who will tell me the answer to this question? Yes, Yashi. Why only Yashi can give the answer?
Ma'am, what to do is a prepositional phrase.
Why? Is it starting with a preposition?
No, ma'am.
Then I do not know what. When do we ask a question what? For what? For which phrase? For which type of phrase?
Ma'am, noun phrase.
Yes, it is a noun phrase.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, she wore a dress made of silk, Vidyanshi.
Adjective phrase.
This is an adjective phrase. Okay, good. Next, he worked to my satisfaction. Who will answer this one? Umid, give the answer. Yes, Umid. Okay, Shubh, give the answer.
Prepositional phrase.
To my satisfaction, yes, it can be a prepositional phrase, and a prepositional phrase is not only a prepositional phrase. It is either an adjective phrase or an adverb phrase. So what else will it be?
Adverb phrase.
Adverb phrase, okay? Because it is describing or it is modifying the verb over here, worked. Next, he arrived at that moment. Who can give the answer to this one? What has happened to others? Yes, Priyanshi.
Noun phrase.
He has arrived at that moment. Is that a noun phrase?
After.
Who else can answer to this question? Yes, Juveria.
Ma'am, adverb phrase.
Adverb phrase, because it is again modifying the verb here, and at that moment it is giving us the time of the action. All right. Okay, Priyanshi. So you have to pay attention to all these things.
Yes.
He is a man of few words. Who will answer this? Of few words. What is it? Priyanshi, now will you like to try this? Would you like to try this one? Sixth. Yes, Priyanshi. We are waiting for you.
And we need adjective phrase.
And also,
Yes, ma'am.
it is starting with a preposition, so it will be a prepositional phrase also.
Yes.
Okay. So it is an adjective phrase, yes, you were correct, and it is a prepositional phrase as well. I am reading a storybook. Who will give the answer to this? Am reading is what? Yes, Sanvi.
Ma'am, it is an verb phrase.
It is a verb phrase. Very good. Correct. So now I think you people have understood. You could identify the phrase also, the type of phrase, and you could find out the phrase from the sentence. So thank you everyone.